Yeah, Ashish, it sounds really amazing the opportunities. How expats feel about this country. Can you also highlight some of the challenges that you face, especially while setting up the business and operating and dealing with stakeholders present in the country?
Sure. So, for me, because I have done this a couple of times, it always got streamlined. If I have to tell you about the exact challenges this time around, not many. Okay, it's a very simple, streamlined process. Of course, with our partners at Arnifi, with yourself itself, the incorporation process, the incorporation timelines become very simple. Now, if the delays are happening from, let's say, a document being attested or document being available at our side, that's a different thing. You can't really put that time measurement or as a delay from the MOCI or the MISA side. But apart from that, there is a lot of clarity of what is the structure needed, what documents do you need to have, and then you have to make that decision making accordingly, right? So I would just want to highlight that from the earlier times, it has streamlined a lot. It has become easy a lot. The e-governance structure has matured a lot. However, of course, there's a huge room for improvement, and I think MISA is going in that direction. The improvements are happening, and we can see those changes. The technology infra from the e-governance side is getting very strong. They are getting very robust now. So earlier, probably someone would come and tell you the portal is down. Now, probably that happens, once in a blue moon. It is not a usual case. So yes, it has a very matured ecosystem now. So the overall, outlook, I would say it's promising, more than any time else.
Got it. For our viewers, I think maybe I'll tell the relation also how we have been working together. So friends, we have partnered with Appinventiv, so we have helped them set up their entity and getting the right kind of licenses, the incorporation, and we also manage their compliance end to end. So that is how Appinventiv and Arnifi is connected. So just continuing to this, because you've also touched upon some of these aspects. How has been your experience, Ashish, so far with Arnifi?
So I don't know if I should draw this picture, but the good part is that I know Arnifi, and I know the team, the leadership team at Arnifi for a very long time, and it's always been a pleasure and a good journey to work with them because uh, uh, you know what I know about Manu especially is how professional and how um, you know structured he is, and it just gives you a peace of mind because I've also worked with other consultants in the region, and the biggest value add that I get is, okay, if I need something, there is an accountability to it, there is a responsibility to it, and you treat the partners at least as if you're doing it for yourself. And this gives me from this is, I mean, incorporation is not probably the core of my focus, right? When I partnered with Arnify, the main thing was that complete core was taken as responsibly as I would have done it. I would have invested my own time. I mean, it gave me a huge amount of peace. Even the compliance management team that I work with, they understand the nitty gritties of it. They follow up, they chase, they do the reminders. I mean, the tax compliance and everything. It just gets taken care of very effectively, and at a very, I mean, efficient cost as well. That's something that I would like to highlight, because of course there are other premium service providers also in this market. However, when it gets to the value proposition or the cost to effectiveness ratio, I think Artify has a win.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for your kind words. I think I would also, resonate a lot on, the way even we have liked to work with App Inventive and your team. I think, right from the setup process and, when we manage the compliances, I think the way, the documentation is being exchanged, I think I would really appreciate that, it's very agile, and also like your team has also shown a lot of patience at times when things gets delayed because of obvious reasons, because of some of the issues, or some of the issues basically. So uh, yeah, so Ashish, one last question I have for you is, so see, I think definitely you have a lot of network back in India, and we are also quite connected to the Indian market. any advice that you would have for Indian startups or the tech founders who are considering, let's say, expanding to Middle East, especially Kingdom of Saudi Arabia?
I Okay, I don't want to give advices, but I would have. I always say this. I wish you guys were here a couple of years early, because now the market has gotten really, really competitive. It is a very good market now. So there's a huge amount of opportunity that is being dissipated. However, the supply and demand metrics that I spoke about earlier, that there was a lack of supply. Now there is probably a very strong existing supply market inside Saudi Arabia, and the demand is also growing. So there is still room, but being early would have given an opportunity of establishing yourself, making some credentials for yourselves in this market. That being said, the the suggestion that I would have is, please plan for the next couple of years. This is very, very important. Do not come here for a dipstick research. If you think this market has to be studied, please study it from the outside. You don't need to invest money and come into this market, fail and go back, because half-heartedness or half-mindedness in this market will not yield. I mean, I'm nobody to say don't do it, but I would say you have to understand the parameters of this market, the variables of this market. There is money, there is project, there is opportunity in every sector in this market. That's a fact. That's a given fact. You come here, you seize the opportunities, you work, you make a business, and you continue. So my recommendation to anyone, whenever I speak to also, I get also calls from, some calls that probably you guys set up, and some calls that reach out on LinkedIn and have a conversation. I tell them this very, very clearly: if you do not have a 5-year plan for Saudi Arabia, it's better not to enter. Do not come here for a dipstick research, because most of the founders do this. Let me go and see there for 3 months and then I'll decide. If you want to do that, in 3 months you will not be able to open one door or understand anyone in this market. This is a very connected, very people oriented market. There is always a term that people get afraid by, which is the wasta. In Saudi, everything happens on Vasta. You have to build
Correct.
Vasta. Vasta is not something that should actually, demotivate you. It should actually tell you how the market works. So to build that Vasta, you would need time, and I recommend everyone to invest that time and energy in this market, because the opportunity is there. I mean, what else do you plan your investments on, right?
Right. I think that's a very good insight, Ashish. And of course, I think Appinventiv has right the benefit of that early mover advantage. But when we connect with client, and when even in our conversation, we feel that the opportunity is immense, and for all the founders and business leaders who are looking at opportunities in KSA, I think it's a great time. Next few years is going to be a roller coaster ride when you see in terms of business opportunities in Saudi Arabia. Thanks a lot, Ashish, for your time. It's been a very nice conversation, and I think it will help our viewers as well.
Appreciate it, Shashi. Actually, it has been a good ride with you, good ride with Arnifi for the last 2 years, and I look forward to continuing it. And always happy to support any entrepreneurs, visionaries who are coming to this market. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Same here, Ashish. Thank you so much.
Thanks.